This is Mrs. Crow up in the nest, and I have a friend. And the friend is going to, I think, get up here pretty quick. Hi, friend.
Hi.
What's your name?
Killian.
Killian. Are we related?
Mm,
Yes.
okay.
What am I to you?
You're Mima.
Say it to them. Tell them. What am I?
I'm Mima.
Aren't you lucky?
And there's another friend of mine,
Oh, who would that be?
Wyatt and Dale.
And they have been up here in the nest before too, haven't they?
I'm sure you don't know them, but just so you know.
YouTube's taken over the world.
No.
All right, now listen. What are we going to talk about today?
I don't know.
Do you know how we start? Do we do our cheer?
Oh, no.
All right, you're going to help me do the cheer. All right, he's going to disappear. Are you going to do it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to hold Georgia?
Sure.
All right.
Wait.
Okay.
No, just so like they can see.
And Jefferson. Jefferson, dear, are you going to help me? He is going to help. Now, you come up here, please. Easily. Yeah, there you go. Now put her right here, and you hold her right up close. See where she goes? There's Jefferson, there's Georgia, there's Killian, here's Mrs. Crow. And what do we say from up here? We're not nothing. We're something. Well done. All right, now I am going to ask you, Mr. Killian, to go count 10 backwards down the steps.
Oh,
please.
because Mr.
Somebody. All right,
Mr. Bird went over.
down you go.
Okay.
Now we've done one part of our chair, but let's do the second part. But first we got to hear, is Killian counting backwards?
Wait, 1, 2,
Forward, backwards, we don't care.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
I think he's almost there.
9.
All right, all of you somethings at home, you grab
I'm there.
your special something
I'm there.
and come right on back. Remember, we're going to count, and this time maybe we'll count to 4. We counted 3 last time. So, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's Georgia and Jefferson. We are not nothing. We are something. Well done. Well, today we're going to talk about a funny thing. And we're going to have Killian come back up in the nest for a minute because we're going to talk to Killian.
My wig.
Killian, this is going to be a funny subject to talk about.
Ow.
Today we're going to talk about kind of a difficult subject. And the difficult subject is what happens, well, tell me, Jefferson, this happens to you too, that I know of. What happens, oh, he's telling on me. Don't tell on me, not too much. What happens when we get up on the wrong side of the bed? Oh, you have someone? Someone that did it? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, who is this? Let's find out. Hi, who are ya? My name is Mrs. Crow. And you are Jefferson. Introduce us, please. Jefferson very kindly said, "This is Jack." Hi, Jack. What are you up here for? He is up here to tell me about a story he wants me to share with you. Why do you want me to share that story? Because it has his name in it. That is an excellent, excellent reason. Well, why did Jefferson think of you when we talked about getting up on the wrong side of the bed? Do you know what it means? Do you guys know what it means? I know what it means. It means that sometimes you just feel grumpy and you do not know why. Oh, Jefferson wants to hear about this. except you're not Jefferson. You are Norman. I know you are Norman. Norman wants to hear about this, and I think it's because we all kind of have the difficulties sometimes. Well, sometimes my difficulties, our difficulties, is because you just don't know why, you just don't feel right that day. So what do we do about it? Georgia, do you know what we would do? Georgia says sometimes you have to be nice to someone else. Do you know a story about someone else that did that? She does. She knows a story about a little girl who would get up every single morning and she would walk outside. If it was raining, she took her umbrella, but she was such a tiny little girl, and she had big dark eyes and a cute little dimple in her cheek. And that little girl, what did she do? Georgia says that little girl went out every single morning for her neighbors that lived next door. And what did she do? Oh, Jefferson wants to tell. I'm sorry, Jefferson, what? She would get their newspaper, because the newspaper boy left it out by the street, and her neighbors were getting up in years. Yes, like me. Yes, like me. But she would go out there and she would get their newspaper every single day. And she'd go out her gate, she'd walk, she'd get that newspaper, and she'd pick it up, and she'd go all the way to the front porch, and she would put it on the chair that they would sit at where they like to read. And that's what they did. I love that story. And we know that little girl very, very well. Only now she's a big girl, and she's graduating from high school. Well, we'll hear more about her later because we hear about lots of people, but today we're talking about the wrong side of the bed. But we were thinking, well, maybe if we do something nice for someone, perhaps what? Perhaps we might feel a little bit better ourselves. Sometimes it helps. I think it's called, what is it? Walk the walk, talk the talk. I don't know exactly what it is, but it means fake it till you make it sometimes. And that's not all bad. Sometimes you have to put that smile on your face and just greet the day. My mother used to say that. She used to say, wake up and smile. I like that. Well, we've got some books today that we were going to share about. And the reason that our friend, oh, excuse me, let's bring Jack back up. Jack, what is the story you wanted to hear? This is called The House That Jack Built. Jack, did you build this house? You did? Oh, Jefferson. He says Jack's just kidding. Are you kidding? Can you build a house? I think you might if you tried. Well, this particular story adds on to the story, adds on to the story, adds on to the story. And it talks about all the things that Jack needed to build his house. And when he had all of those things, he was able to build it. But look at these wonderful illustrations. This book's been out for a very long time. I had it when I was a little girl, and it's a Better Homes and Gardens storybook, and it's got all kinds of those things in it. But the part that's most fun about this is when you read the story and you add one, you add one, you add one, you add one, you end up with this silly sounding thing that keeps happening, and you have to do it if you really want to do it well without breathing. It's not easy. I try it. We have contests. Yes, we do have a life. Okay, now, what in the world, who's this coming up? Prism's up here. How come you're up here? Did he send you? Jimmy sent her. Why did Jimmy send you? Jimmy found out that I got up on the wrong side of the bed and was feeling grumpy. And why did he send Prism? It's a little hard not to feel cheerful around her, I think. Would you like for me to talk about the other book? Prism says yes. We're going to go over here. This particular book is called The Napping House. I don't know why I'm showing you the cover, because there's no cover on it anymore. We have worn it off. But this one is also an Audrey Wood book. I'll show you The Napping House. That's The Napping House. But it's also one of those that adds over and over and over and over and over again. And also a challenge. Do it without taking a breath. I don't know why. Don't you need to challenge yourself sometimes? Well, we have met Jack, Jefferson. Thank you for telling on me. Prism, thank you so much for making me feel better. And Norman has something to say. He has things that I should listen to all the time. And what does he say? Go on up there. 3 things. Be strong. Be kind. Be something. Well, thank you all so much for listening to Mrs. Crow on a crabby day. But I feel so much better after being with all of you. And I really do. Maybe that's what Georgia meant. All right, I will see you guys next time. And if you like and subscribe. And remember what Mrs. Thumper always says. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything. Bye now.